Um, I think we can wait for maybe a couple minutes, and if not, because we've had a lot of those events and some people may have joined others or whatever, we're still going to go through as planned regardless, and just ask everybody some questions, yeah, that's it. I think we should be able to fit everything within 1 hour, probably even less. So it's just for us to know more about the program, about your experiences in the program, Andrea and Nayeli, and just for future students to kind of get to know how it is to be an ESL student at St. Lawrence College. So yeah, I think it's like 12:03, so I think we can just maybe introduce ourselves. So as I said, my name is Daria. I am the Regional Manager for International Recruitment, and I cover the region of Latin America at St. Lawrence College. So I have with us here today my colleagues, Andrea. Hi, Andrea, you're muted. You're still muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay, hi, my name is Andrea Revolorio, and I am from Guatemala, and I am part of the IOP program.
Thank you, Andrea. Okay, and Nayeli?
Hello, everyone. My name is Nayeli Salazar. I am from Mexico, and actually right now I am taking advertising and marketing communication.
Perfect. Okay, and we have, so we have my colleagues. I will start with Stas. Hello, Stas.
Hi, Daria, everyone. Yes, so my name is Stas. I'm recruitment coordinator for North America, and I cover Canada, like students who are in Canada already, international ones, and students from United States.
Perfect, thank you. And Andrea Escalera, are you here with us?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Now we can, all good.
Thank you. I had a problem with the microphone. Yes, well, my name is Andrea Escalera. I am the recruiter coordinator from Mexico and Central America. Happy to be here.
Thank you. And we have our special guest, Ining. Hello, Ining.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Yining Chao. I am the Associate Dean for Global Learning and Partnerships. The online ESL program is part of my portfolio. So I look after setting up the program, getting the teachers, and helping the students to learn and succeed in this program.
Perfect. Thank you, Ining. So I think we can start off with you, Ining. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, if you can tell us more about your program. So today we will be talking about the program that's called IEOP, and that stands for Integrated English Online Program. So Ining, can you please tell us, can you describe us a little bit what is IEOP? What is this program all about?
Sure. So we have English for second language learning program for our students since I think 2014. So we've been delivering an English program like this one for quite some time. However, IEOP is a new one because we turned it into a completely online offering during the pandemic. And we also discovered that there's a lot of advantage having this online format. So we're going to continue. So basically, this is a program to help students improve their English. And through the learning, through the assessment in the course, they will go from this ESL program to the academic program. So this program is very much geared towards improving your English, but not just general English, but your academic English. So learning a lot of vocabulary, learning the skills that will help you succeed in the academic environment and later on in your career too, because in St. Lawrence College, the academic program are very geared towards career and the job market. So there's a very strong connection with our English learning and your academic and your career success.
Okay, that's great. And so you mentioned that we've been offering not IOP, but ESL offering for a long time. So can you please tell us how the pandemic changed the delivery or maybe the structure of the program and what is new now?
Sure. So as you can imagine, before the pandemic, we only deliver our program on campus in person. So say during a week, you have to come to campus and attend classes for up to 24 hours. Those class times are great because it allows you to interact with the students, but it does kind of fill up your schedules and make you a very, very busy learner for sure. And what we discovered during the pandemic is we started thinking, okay, what part of the learning that really require interaction and what part of the learning requires you to be on your own and kind of put your heads down and study and then integrate your self-study and the online interactive part. We also ask ourselves the question, well, how many students should we be having a class to make sure that this interaction is very, very effective? And we found that a lot of the time our students really need one-on-one and very targeted support for their skill area. So then we also put in one-on-one tutoring for our students. So as a result of the pandemic, we kind of re-examined the delivery of the program. What is really best and most effective way for students to learn and improve their English quickly, keeping in mind the goal of giving them the academic English, the skill development that's needed for academic and career success. So we changed the format. We end up having students still need to devote just about 24 hours a week to their study, but it's no longer all in the classroom. We actually introduce different way of learning. So students are required to do their self-study. So these are the ones that the student will receive instruction from the teacher and say, you need to finish these practice, you need to learn this vocabulary, you need to write this many words on this topic. So they have guidance from their teacher, but they will do those work on their own, right? So this is the time. I don't know about Nayeli and Andrea. When I was learning English, I love those times because I can try to pronounce the word and I just talk to myself without fearing that I'm gonna be embarrassed in front of other people, right? And just do a lot of those practice on your own and let those knowledge sink in. Then you also have 10 hours per week online, and these are your group class, just like an in-person class. You have your classmates, you have your teacher, you have to interact with other people, you have to use the language that you have just learned. So you have learned 10 new words yesterday in your self-study. Now you're gonna try to use it when you are in class with other people. So that's the online interactive sessions that we have. Then we have every week, you have 2 hours one-on-one with the tutor. And I think these are from my experience when I was learning English, those are the times I really accelerated in terms of my knowledge and ability to communicate in a foreign language. Is you have that one-on-one time and you have to use your language, you have to practice, you have to try to make the other person understand. And because our tutors are also highly trained ESL teachers, they can really help students improve their skills and target whether it's writing or it's listening or speaking, lots of practice, lots of feedback to the student so that they can improve. So the new format in a nutshell for IEOP is we balanced self-study, online classes, and tutorial. And this is a really good combination for students to have the ultimate and the best learning environment to improve quickly.
Yeah, that's very comprehensive. Thank you, Yining. I think that provides a very good overview of what changed. And we know that a lot of students, they do want to come to Canada and be in class and, be here in person. And the advantage of IOP that you can still come to Canada, you can still, be in Canada, but you can also manage your time, manage your resources. You can maybe start in your home country and then come to Canada. There's a lot of options for flexibility that the new delivery format offers that, that maybe can suit you very well and maybe even better than the standard in-class delivery. So something to consider. And because this event is we're focusing on careers and career success. So Ining, do you often hear from your graduates or program alumni about the careers they have found and the success they're finding in their field after completing the IOP program and strengthening their English skills?
Yes, that's a very good question. I think for a lot of our students, their goals is to get into the academic program. Of course, is the reason for that is they want to later on get into the job market and find the career of their choice and be able to work and live in Canada. So IOP is really a program that sets that foundation. And even though we label it as an ESL program and you're improving your language, and I hope our student Andrea and Nayeli can speak about that too. I think it's more than just language. You really are equipped to have a broader communication and intercultural awareness. So later on, when you are interacting with your classmates, your professors in your academic program, and through those connections, you will also interact and reach out and work with community members, with industry partners. For example, you will have opportunity in your program to do work placement, to take on projects that have real clients that you have to talk to and consult with. So those are all opportunities where it's not just a language ability. Of course, that's a foundation, but it really is your ability to communicate cross-culturally, to understand different culture, to have that outlook that this kind of interaction is challenging but rewarding at the same time. I think that's why our students want to come to Canada, because this kind of educational experience really broaden their horizon, and you're not just staying in one country and learn about one particular context. You're learning about global context, and you can compare different country and different practices. For example, marketing, that's Nayeli's area. Marketing, you can compare, how marketing is done. And if marketing for a Canadian audience would probably be very different, say, for a Mexican audience, right? So now you have that kind of insight and the ability to communicate and work with people from different countries and different cultures. So I think the IOP and our academic program at St. Lawrence College, when you take this route, you really have not just the language, but also a much broader foundation for your communication, for your success, to be a professional in your field later on.
Yeah, that's very interesting, because you would normally not really think, right? Because IOP is not an academic program. You don't normally think that this is what leads you to career. But when you take that global look at it, you realize how improving English and learning those skills actually very much transfers to your future career success. So thank you for sharing, Ining. And the last question for you would be, what advice you would give to future IOP students? And maybe those advice would be different for somebody in the lower levels versus the higher levels.
Sure. My advice really centered around one thing. And I think all the students already have that, because they are already thinking about taking on this big life-changing decision to study in a foreign country and use a foreign language for them to take part in this. So I think the motivation and determination is there. So really, it's really just fine-tuning that. If I can say, the advice for the IOP students and later on St. Lawrence College students is that you do need to take the study seriously. You do need to take English learning seriously. As I said, this is the foundation. So if you take it seriously and start from day one, that This is very much an academic environment that you are in, and our professors in the English program, their demand is similar to what your professor later on in the academic program will demand you in terms of the time and attention and the academic integrity that's needed, that you conduct your work that way. So you become immersed in the college environment early on. Then in terms of lower level and higher level, I think the difference really is just, you will be required to do more and more academic related skills, like taking notes, using vocabulary and practicing skills that's really relevant to your study and to your career. So there's really not much a difference, I think, in terms of students coming at different level, and we do take students from pre-intermediate all the way to advanced from these different levels. As long as you have that mindset that you take this seriously, and this is preparing, you're spending time and laying out a very strong foundation for later on, then you're on the right track for sure. The other, I guess, more technical advice is because this is an online program. So you do need to pay attention to your home environment, whether it's a corner of the room or in the middle of the living room. Make sure that you have the space, you have the time that you can devote to this. And of course, your pets may walk by, your kids may come by, or there's some other distraction. But as much as you can minimize those and tell your family member that this is your time to study, treat it like the classroom, right? Even though it's in your home. Treat it like your classroom, and same with your self-study. Give it that attention that it deserves, and make sure you have very good internet connections, because we do rely on a very stable internet connection, so we can conduct those online classes, and you'll connect with your tutor one-on-one that way too. So that's very, very important. You have to have a very good computer and good internet connection for you to take part in this program.
Yeah, that's a good one, because we are ready to accept students who want to learn and who want to, improve their English skills, but there are certain prerequisites, and having a stable internet connection and a computer is definitely a prerequisite. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do if you are in a country where you don't have access to these tools, but it is essential that you have access to those things in order to be successful. So this is definitely something to keep in mind. Well, thank you so much for your time, Mining, and thank you for sharing your expertise with us and your advice. I'm sure it will be very useful to our future students. And now I want to shift to Andrea and Nayeli. So again, thank you for joining us. And we're just going to ask you a few questions about your experience in the program. So Andrea Escalera, do you want to ask the first question?
Yes, thank you, Daria. Girls, what is something that surprised you during the program? What is something that maybe you didn't expect? You can share that with us, please. Maybe we can start with Nayeli.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. I think that it is a good activity to the international students, I think, to know more about this program. I discovered a lot of things with the program. However, I can mention two that impacted me, especially my student life right now. First, I used to take English classes, and it is so common to review information such as grammar, for example. It is always grammar. But this program is different, because we had to implement and prove our English skills with real post-secondary assignments, as Inin mentioned. For example, it says presentation, picha kucha. That actually I didn't know what is that. Until I know in the course. Of course, we learn some rules to improve our abilities, but the course, it is not only to learn rules or grammar. In other words, it is not like the traditional English program, I think. And the second one, if I can compare the Canadian education system with the Mexican, both are a little different, I can say. So the program allowed me to develop my knowledge about this difference. For example, the reflections are so common here in Canada, and in Mexico it is not like that, no? So for us, sometimes it is so difficult to improve these kind of skills as an international student. Also, one of my assignments was a Pichacucha presentation, and I realized that some of my classmates didn't know what is. So again, some activities that I had not used when I was studying in Mexico. I have a degree, so this kind of resources, it is not common to use in Mexico. So I think that this course allows us to improve yes, of course, our abilities or skills in English, but also to know the Canadian system, especially in the education, you know. So yes, I think that it is my both big knowledge about this program.
Thank you, Nayeli, for sharing. And now, Andrea, can you tell us about this?
Yeah, I was really surprised about the IOP, that it was, you know, easy to understand. Like, it was never too difficult, and if I had like a doubt, or I really understand anything, I could always ask. Like, it was okay, you know, because we're all learning. And I also really enjoyed like how friendly everyone was, and the variety of countries in my class, because I really appreciate every opportunity that I have about learning of different cultures. That is one of my favorite things. So I really enjoy being with people from all around the world. So that's something that I really loved.
Great. Thank you, Andrea.
That's very nice. Thank you for sharing. Stas, do you want to ask the next question?
Sure, would love to. So, like, first, I would say, ladies, you have great English. So, and the question is connected. So, like, do you feel that? I mean, I guess I know the answer, but do you feel that like OP helps your self-confidence, right? So, because you communicate really well, and so do you feel that it helps your self-confidence and your ability to communicate with others, with the audience, with students, like, you know, with professors and so on, please, Andrea and Nayeli?
Andrea, maybe you, or Nayeli, you want to start?
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, the resources that the program offers are related to a student life. So it is not only grammar, no? So I think that for us international students, sometimes it is difficult to follow the system that Canada has, because we have built a way to learn that it is related to the system in our countries. So when we have to reflect or present an idea with a technique that probably we don't know, so we could be so stressed out. So with this program, I learned how to be prepared for. So I know that I have to improve in my case, my skills, and actually I am so shy of speaking in English right now in face to face, you know, because it is really kind of difficult. But yes, I can say that I learned a lot about these kind of skills. So yes, definitely, yes.
Thank you. And Andrea, like, how about European self-confidence?
Like, well, yeah, having the opportunity of practicing your English, you know, with people from all around the world really gives you confidence by, sure, yeah, you can do it, you know, that it's okay, you know, you don't have to be scared. And it feels really nice when you can communicate with people that don't speak the same language as you, by just you know, one in common. Like, it feels really nice, you know, just to be able to communicate. And it also helped me personally to lose the fear about speaking in English, because of making mistakes. I was always scared. And because, I'm shy too. So by just being heard and listened from people to all around the world, it feels just really amazing just to communicate and be listened. It just feels really good.
Great.
Yeah, and you both mentioned that you were shy, but like in that way, kudos for joining today's event. Like it's already such a great way to overcome your shyness and be here and share your experience with their students. But I completely agree with Stas. I think your English is great, both of you. So having that self-confidence, I mean, I know it takes time to build, but in my opinion, you definitely have all the reasons to be confident in your English and to speak, without having any fears. So that's my opinion, at least. Andrea Escalera, you want to ask next question?
Well, it was more like a comment, just to say to them, well, English is the first door, no? And both of you, Nayeli, you started with English, now you are in academic program. Andrea, you're in Guatemala now, taking your English, but you are expected to be next year in your academic program. So it's very happy to see your journey, girls. I really appreciate that. I really thank you for being here and to share the experience. And yeah, that was the comment I wanted to ask, Daria. I don't know if there was another question you have mentioned.
Sure. Yeah, I think that I have a question, Nayeli, you mentioned that you're already here, right? So how do you feel the things you learned in the language program in IOP can be related to other programs, like academic programs at St. Lawrence College?
It is a good question. Yes, actually, I am here right now. I am at St. Lawrence College. So again, I think that the system of Canadian education, I think that it is the most important thing that I have learned with this course. So because right now I have developed a lot of presentation or chakucha or paper reflections. So for me, it was different, obviously, because obviously in Mexico it is not like this. So I think that we have to improve this kind of skills when we start a program here at St. Lawrence College. So I think that it is the most important thing that I have learned, and to improve and to implement in this course, actually.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. Very, very insightful, because a lot of students who come and who take the ESL program, they do want to continue to an academic program afterwards. So it's kind of a journey where, as Andrea mentioned, ESL is just the first door, and then you open many others. So I think we can ask you the last question, and we would like to ask both of you. So Andrea, maybe we'll start with you, and we already asked Ining about this, but maybe you have other opinions. So what advice would you give to other students who plan to study IOP at St. Lawrence College?
An advice that I give to students, right?
Yes.
Well, for me, just try to, be yourself, try to communicate with no fear, because, first, you can start practice with yourself, talking with yourself. That is something really helpful. I really do that with myself, to try to improve my pronunciation and, things like that. If you don't feel prepared, and then when you come to the program, you can start, speaking and everything. And you need to know that, no one is perfect. We all learning. So if you make mistakes, it's all right. You don't need to be perfect. No one is 100% in English. That's not true. You cannot be like that. So you just have to, try to lose your fear of speaking and try to, show how you are yourself, try to show your real self, just don't be scared of learning. That's my advice, because me being shy, always being scared, but it's always okay. Everyone is learning, so it's okay just to be scared, but you need to learn how to overcome it.
Yeah, that's very, very good advice, that everybody is learning. You're not the only one who is learning. So everybody has their fears, and it's important to overcome them. And that's how you become better. Nayeli, what about you? What would you recommend future students?
Oh, yeah. Again, it is a good question. And I agree with Andrea that it is a journey. I think that actually I told my professor, Rasha, that it is practice, practice, and practice. So I think that we have to take the time to do the assignments and learn about this, because if the students wants to do only the assignment and that's it, I think that then the knowledge it is not building to prepare us to take the course or the program that you want. So I think that we have to take the time, and obviously don't be shy, and ask if you want. The professor and the tutors are so amazing. They help you a lot to improve your skills. For example, in my case, the listening, oh my gosh, for me, the listening, it is the worst part to improve my English. Right now, sometimes I have to ask, what do you mean? Because it is so complicated. So I think that don't be shy, ask, and practice. I think that it is the most important things and my advices.
Yeah.
If I may just comment and listening
sure.
to Nayeli and Andrea, it's really amazing. And you two are really role models for students who will come and choose this journey. And I want to just also add to your comment. I agree with absolutely everything you said, in terms of, don't worry about perfection. We all make mistakes. I lived in Canada for 25 years, and English is my second language. I still make mistakes, right? I'm still learning, just like you guys, and we will always be learning. So that's such a great point, that you're not looking for perfection. You're looking for your ability to communicate well, and you can do it. You can do it with some grammar mistake here and there. It's not gonna matter too much, and you're gonna learn and pick up those mistakes and correct over time and become better and better. The other thing I want to mention, and I think Andrea, you talk about that, no fear and be yourself, and you're here to enjoy this journey. One thing I want you to, all the students, to keep in mind, you're a language learner. That doesn't mean you're not a good student or you have great knowledge about whatever you had learned in your home country where you grew up. You bring with you a wealth of knowledge and asset that other people are gonna love to learn from you and appreciate. And that interaction, that richness that you bring to our classroom, to our college, is very, very valuable. So just because you're still in the process of learning language doesn't mean you have anything less to share. You have lots to share with everybody. So you're just in that process and trying to hone your language skill so you can share that. So really, don't be fearful. Don't be afraid that you are not a good student, or you're not going to be as good as someone who has English as their native language. That's not the case. All the students are here to contribute, and you have a lot to contribute.
Yeah, I completely agree with all you said, Ining. English is not my first language. I also came to Canada 2017. And English is my second language, and I also learn every day. And Spanish is my third language, and my Spanish, ladies, is not the best. So if we would
I can help you with that.
if we would switch tables, you know, I would be in a position where I would maybe be scared and I would maybe be shy and I would maybe make some mistakes. But it is important to get over that fear, get over that, you know, shyness, and just speak. And the more you speak, the better you become. This is what I feel helps in learning languages. And the fact that you were not scared to take upon this challenge and to take this opportunity is really, really important and really encouraging to many, many students. So thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, and thank you for joining. I think we can wrap up the event for today. So thank you again, and we will be in touch with you. And if you ever want to share anything else with us and keep us updated on your success, we're always love to hear from you. So thank you, everybody, and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.